Thank you very much, Alex, and thank you, Friso, for not only laying the groundwork for the Oncode Accelerator program, but also for my presentation, because many of the things that Friso mentioned, I will also mention in my presentation. So my presentation is all about how we outsmart cancer through demonstrator projects within the Oncode Accelerator program. But first, a bit about Oncode Accelerator. So who are we as a program? So who is Oncode Accelerator as a program? We are a large public-private partnership with over 35 public and private partners, all from the Dutch oncology ecosystem, who have committed over 300 million euros in matching to the program itself. Within the program, we're building an innovative research infrastructure for oncology drug development in the Dutch ecosystem, and we have 10 years to do just that and to validate the infrastructure. And we're doing that with a bit of help from the Dutch government, with 325 million euros that was awarded to us through the National Growth Fund. And as Alex already mentioned, it's our mission to collaboratively optimize and accelerate the development of new cancer therapies for the benefits of patients of all ages. But let's start with the problem. So what is the problem that we're trying to solve with the Oncode Accelerator program? Well, if you start to develop a new therapy in oncology, you usually start with a patient. What are the characteristics of the patient, of the disease? And then you try to mimic those characteristics in generic models in a preclinical setting, such as cell lines or mouse models. But then, and your therapy might work extremely well in those models. But then, when you get into the clinic, you have a highly heterogeneous patient population, and your therapy might not work as expected in all of the patients. So we think we need better preclinical models. So if we can use patient-specific preclinical models already in a preclinical setting, then we think we can bridge the gap between the preclinical process and the clinic. As mentioned, so the Oncode Accelerator program is completely focused on the preclinical aspects of the development cycle, so discovery projects and preclinical development projects. And by doing that, we hope to go from innovation to impact on real patients. So what are we doing with that 325 million euros? Part of that money is being used to set up a discovery and preclinical research infrastructure for 4 different product types. And those are small molecules, biologics, cell and gene therapies, and therapeutic vaccines. This is what we call the work streams in the Oncode Accelerator program. And each of these work streams is a consortium with different public and private partners from the Dutch oncology ecosystem. On top of those work streams, we have 3 so-called innovation platforms. Those innovation platforms are patient cohorts, organoids, and artificial intelligence. And again, 3 separate consortia with different public and private partners. So now we have this nice matrix. But where does it come together? Where do these work streams and platforms come together? Well, the linchpin are what we call demonstrator projects. We are building this innovative research infrastructure, but our aim with the program is also to validate the infrastructure, to validate the innovations. And to do that, we are looking for partners in academia, biotech, and pharma that have early-stage assets that are interested in running a program together with us in the form of a research collaboration, thereby utilizing the infrastructure of at least one of the work streams, and at the same time utilizing the infrastructure of at least one of the innovation platforms, running a preclinical discovery or development project on our infrastructure in the Netherlands, and in exchange, we can provide co-financing for the eligible cost of the project of up to 50%, 50. So that is what demonstrator projects are all about. And by doing that, we hope to not only validate our innovative infrastructure, but we also hope to bring your asset, or your lead as we call it, a few steps closer to the clinic. Apart from that, we're also in close collaboration with the EMA, the European Medicines Agency, to at an early stage already look at the regulatory impact of the innovations that we're trying to add to the process. And as Oncode Accelerator Foundation, we act as a central organization or central coordinating partner for anything that is related to demonstrator projects. So zooming into the work streams a bit. We have work streams for 4 different product types, as I mentioned before, and we're innovating, there are innovating preclinical development pipelines for those 4 product types. We do that by integrating and scaling up the building blocks of the development pipeline. We implement new technologies together with our partners. We validate the innovative pipeline, and we create access to the validated infrastructure eventually. And of course, we hope to develop a next number of clinical candidates. Zooming into the innovation platforms. Through the well-defined patient cohorts platform, we offer access to biobanks with patient-derived tumor samples for different indications with associated clinical data. Through the organoids platform, we offer access to organoid models for different indications. And through the AI platform, we offer access to AI models for different applications in the drug discovery and development process. So, to conclude, with Demonstrator Projects, we bridge the gap between discovery and the clinic to drive impact for patients. We empower researchers to execute innovative R&D via co-development with our partners. We facilitate connections between public and private drug developers, investors, and regulators globally. And we validate our innovative infrastructure and demonstrate that it can deliver de-risked clinical candidates. If you want to learn more about Demonstrator Projects, you can join our roundtable discussion at 2:45 in the room Spark, or send an email to demonstrators@oncodeaccelerator.nl. And last but not least, I would like to show you a slide with all the partners that are currently involved in the Oncode Accelerator program. And I'll leave this up for a few seconds. And then I thank you for your attention.